Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have those two league games for you at home against Carlisle and away against Northampton. It does take up only a few days at the start of the transfer window, so there will be quite a lot going on, I think, over the course of this transfers period, to be honest. There's a lot of key players that are attracting interest. There's a couple of them that want to leave as well. We've started to make a couple of changes. A couple of our backroom staff were out of contract at the end of the season. So the assistant manager we had in Brabin, we have decided to replace him. Now, it's a big risk because, like I say, in terms of defensively, we've been outstanding. We've done extremely well in terms of our league form. We are sat in eighth place, just outside the playoffs. But again, form is a little bit sketchy. I mean, after the defeat to Dorking, we drew our following four league games. I've never known anything like it. We have drawn so many matches. We managed to get a good away win at Swindon last time out, which was brilliant. But to 16 draws out of 26 league games. We've only lost twice. It is absolutely bizarre. And I mean, I'm not complaining. We're still in a fight for a playoff place at the moment. So we're doing very, very well. Um, but yeah, we've started making some changes. We've agreed to release a lot of players at the end of the season. There's still players that I'm not too sure about. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer before I make final decisions. But Brabin was our assistant manager. He had good people management skills with decent judging of player ability and potential. And yeah, with the man management, good authority and such as well. He was quite a good assistant manager. But we have now replaced him just pretty much on the day of this match. Scott Lindsay has come in as our new assistant manager. Yeah, I mean, you can see exactly why I have done things the way I've done them. I mean, look at how good he is in relation to what we had before. He's got really good coaching ability as well. He really has got good pedigree. And he's managed around this level before as well. He's managed Mansfield, Crawley, Milton Keynes Dons. He's actually managed Crawley twice, Swindon, and a coach as well. So he's very experienced. So to bring him in as an assistant manager with the attributes spread as they are, I think we've done really, really well to bring him in, and hopefully, having someone of his quality as a backup to myself will prove very much worthwhile. Obviously, the transfer window has only just opened. There's not an awful lot going on as things stand. We have agreed to offload a few players already. But Quigley has had an offer coming for him, so he could be leaving for Doncaster Rovers on a free transfer. Which again, I don't mind losing one or two of these fringe players because they're not playing anyway, and it does allow us to potentially use one or two youngsters going forward. So going into these two games, again, we're proving very tough to beat. We've drawn a lot of matches, but as things stand, it is just a little bit of a struggle. Um, they keep wanting to put Colin in that attacking midfield slot. He has got good potential apparently, but I don't rate him at all at the moment. He is nowhere near ready to make that step up, to be honest. Um, I've got a lot of options out wide for the bench today. I think we have got a couple of injuries as well. Sass Davis back up, not a major concern. Hudson is injured, back up, not a concern. And Caddick is out injured as well for a couple of weeks. But I think we definitely need to get Cartwright in on the bench and probably Bedo as well, just to give us a little bit of an option at the back. In fact, I think we'll put Noyle there as an option at the back. Joselito is going to get rested today as well. Um, so I think Balogun can come off the bench for that one today. So a bit of rotation in there. It's only been a couple of days since that win against Swindon. Carlisle doing very, very well. Chasing a promotion spot themselves. Malden is in goal today. Gubajumo, Drummond, Sutton, and Nixon are at the back with Wellens, Dixon, Bonner, and Taylor in that anchor role of the midfield. Roberts on the right, Akintola again getting a chance on the left hand side, and Harrott starting up front. Taylor, again, I'm not too sure what's going to happen with him. Likewise, Joselito. if we get good transfer offers in for the two of them, they will have to leave the club, realistically. They want to leave for pastures new, but it's one of those things, if we can get into the playoffs and potentially fight out for promotion this year, if we can somehow work our way into League One this season, it'll be a very tough ask, I know, but if we were able to do that, they may end up staying. Now, at the moment, Joe and Joselito, as things stand, are going to be eligible at the end of the season to have proper work permits. They'll have played 70% or more of the available minutes for the season, hopefully. At the moment, they're both qualifying for that. And yeah, as things stand, they will qualify for standard work permits, which means the ESC slots will be available again, ready for next season. So there will be room to manoeuvre, hopefully, in the transfer window going forward. But obviously, in January, we're going to have to just make do with the rotational option that we've got. And potentially there will be movement. Like I say, if we get big offers come in, we are going to have money in the bank and we are going to be able to do some business. Quigley's on, I mean, £1.5 grand a week. He's going on a free transfer. It does free us up a little bit wage-wise. We've managed to get a couple of players out on loan again for the majority of wages. So again, there's room to manoeuvre there. Um, so hopefully there may be some business in and out. Goal scoring wise, I am looking potentially at another striking option, but only if Joselito leaves. If Kian Harrott leaves as well, we will need a backup option in there. But yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see. In terms of what happened last time, Carlisle beat us 1-0. Luamba, who we just saw on the ball on this left-hand side, he scored the only goal of the game after just 3 minutes. And that's the first highlight of this match. Both sides will be struggling fitness-wise and having rotated a little bit as well. Dixon Bonner here with a corner, swinging it in toward the centre of the area. It's a goalkeeping mistake there. Patrick Roberts just wants to get there, and Wellens with the strike is taking a deflection off Luamba. Obviously, I just mentioned him getting that winning goal in the previous match. Wellens strike off the defender, and it wrong foots the goalkeeper. I mean, the keeper, very big error from him. He didn't cover himself in glory at all there, and he'd not quite set himself, and the deflection just took it past him. And we take the lead. It's been a very average start to the game from both sides, to be honest, and tiredness, as I said, will be a factor. We are ahead without having a single shot on target until just now. So, as the game goes, hopefully we can hold on to this and keep the push forward. Obviously, changing in backroom staff and such as well, it is always a little bit of a risk. It can create a little bit of upheaval with the players and such, but I think we've very much upgraded with our assistant manager, and I'm hoping that we can maintain what we were doing defensively. I think that that is going to be very important for us, but I'm hoping that with the improvement in quality of the coaching, that we might be able to be a little bit more dangerous going forward. Gabajumo into Wellens. Akintola cuts inside, chance to get it into the penalty area, and he finds Taylor, and there is Wellens again, and Charlie Wellens has scored only his second goal of the season. Obviously, big deflection on the first one today, which led to the own goal, but he has been very instrumental today. A goal and technically an assist, I suppose. But Wellens, I mean, he's been, considering the circumstances, I mean, he's actually playing in defensive midfield today, rather than in that playmaking role. So he's done quite well, to be fair, to do what he has. He's been very much the key man in that midfield today. And at 2-0, we're looking pretty good here for consecutive wins, which is something that is certainly very, very rare. Hopefully, we can continue that push. Harrott with a header on there. He couldn't really get any control on it. And Luamba into Kone, back into Bragg. To this right-hand side for Cabia. He's got good pace, Cabia, as he tries to skin Akintola, and Brewers on this right-hand side swings it in. Chimazeri was there, and Molden made a slightly unconvincing save. Offside was actually given, but a little bit unconvincing in the save there, but it doesn't matter it does remain 2-0. And with half an hour to go, I am keeping an eye on player fitness. We have rotated a bit today. Gubajuma with the ball forward, cleared by Feeney, and that's a good clearing header. And Kabia picking it up on this right-hand side. Now Kone launches it forward. Brewers again in behind on this right-hand side, and that is a big chance missed from Chimazeri. He should have done better. Realistically, he should be at least hitting the target there. But luckily, from our perspective, it remains 2-0. We just need to be a little bit aware. Carlisle are creating opportunities, and we've got to be a little bit careful. Akintola plays it forward. Taylor in behind, and he's just taking himself wide with that touch there. And Akintola swings it into the far post. Patrick Roberts couldn't get there. It's fallen for Nixon, and a penalty has been awarded, I believe. I think the foul may have been on Kean Harrott there, but Patrick Roberts with a chance to secure the 3 points and give us a big boost in terms of our goals scored, and he does. Breeze did go the right way, as did the keeper in the previous episode. I think it was against Fleetwood that Patrick Roberts scored a penalty against. Keeper again going the right way, but couldn't get to it. A very good penalty from Patrick Roberts. And at 3-0, it is game secured, and I am looking at making some changes now. I can be very, very pleased with this performance, especially considering where Carlisle are in the league at the moment. They are chasing automatic promotion. So, in terms of substitutes, I mean, it's the back four that are absolutely shattered. We haven't actually got too many options. Gubajumo is going to have to stay on. Nixon. Oh, actually, to be fair, yeah, if we bring Noyle on at right back, Joe can come on at centre back for Sutton as well, just to get that energy in there. Dixon Bonner is going to come off in the midfield for Cartwright. And Akintola can come off for the youngster Ratcliffe. I am going to give him a little bit more game time now. He has started to really improve his game, and he's made a couple of appearances, one off the bench and one starting. It could be his time to shine now this season. So hopefully we can start having a youngster come into the team a little bit more from the youth academy, which would be nice. Akintola, we have already agreed to release him at the end of the season. He's not been a particular fan favourite by any means. The fans have been constantly on my back to not play him. So Ratcliffe, with a big opportunity to fill the shoes of the experienced winger, and fingers crossed he does so. As we go into the last 5 minutes of this game, Carlisle just in possession here with the defence as they look to try and break us down to just save face a little bit and get a goal. Cabia charging down this right-hand side. We're not getting close to him to make a challenge here. It's a good delivery toward the back post, and Joe there with the header clear, and there was actually an offside as part of that. I'm guessing the number 9, Chimazeri, was offside when the header came back across, but that is a really good result from our perspective, a really good 3-0 win. And more importantly, it's back-to-back victories in the league, which I don't think we've actually done yet this season, which is bizarre, seeing as though we're near the playoff places. But that is a really, really good performance. Extremely happy. And obviously, we've got a tough game to come against Northampton as well. And again, where the league table's concerned, it is so, so tight at the moment. There's only a few points separating 10 different places. It's still the case. I know I mentioned it in the previous episode, but it's still the case now. And as things stand, we have moved up to 4th place, which is a really, really good place to be. But again, 5th place, 43 points, same as ourselves, as is 6th place. So yeah, there's a lot going on. The following I mean, to be fair, there's actually 4 teams with us at the top of the 4 on 43 points, and then there's 2 behind that with 42, and then more at 40. So it's still very, very close. But if we can get on a bit of a winning run, we could very much be within for a fight for an automatic promotion place at the end of the season. It would be certainly a phenomenal achievement. I mean, you look at that league table. I mean, I've said it. I've been keeping an eye on it throughout, of course. There's only 6 points separating us from 14th. It is so, so tight. And I know we had a look at the relegation fight. Bradford, incidentally, who are our grudge team for this season at the very least, They ended up sacking their manager again. They have gone through managers very, very quickly um, in the last couple of seasons, and they're still very much struggling at the moment. We're sat in fourth place though, and we've certainly got something to build on. We're just behind Carlisle, albeit they do have a game in hand. And we've got Northampton, who are down in 15th place at the moment, coming up next. And fingers crossed, this could be the start of a very good winning run. Okay, then, guys, here we go for the game against Northampton. There's not too much in the way of squad changes at the moment. Everything is still pretty much as it was. We are struggling to find places for players to go, the ones that actually genuinely wanted to leave. We are having to rotate a little bit with the squad as well. Bedo is back in at centre back with Sutton. Noyle is back in from the start at right back. Molden remains in goal with Gubajumo at left back. Frith is on the left, Roberts on the right, Dixon Bonner, Cartwright, and Wellens in the midfield, and Joselito remains up front. We've had one bid come in for Joselito from Swansea City. He wanted to go, but the bid was only 120,000 plus add-ons. With the add-ons included, it would have ended up around £700,000. But from a financial perspective, I would like the full fee straightforward. Um, it's not something necessarily we can get, but I would very much like a much bigger starting transfer fee than that 120,000. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that for now. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. In the meantime, he remains at the club. He's quite happy to carry on playing. He's still struggling for goals. He's not really ended up any more prolific, unfortunately, in recent weeks, but he has settled a little bit of a grievance that he had with myself earlier in the season. So that's at least sorted. But he still, at the moment, wants to leave. Here is Bedo knocking it forward to Declan Frith. Finds a bit of space, finds Gubajumo. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Finds the far post. Dixon Bonner couldn't quite get there. Cartwright to Roberts. Joselito! And he smashed it off the post. And the keeper, very, very fortunate there to keep the ball so close to him. It hit him, I think, on the underside of his arm when it came back off the post, and it just dropped right in front of him. But that was very, very unlucky and a big chance for us to take the lead. And obviously, to have a couple of wins on the bounce, confidence is starting to get a little bit higher. We've decided what we're doing with a few players contract-wise as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on in the long run. A bit of an error there from Charlie Wellens, and Barnett strikes just wide of Mulden's left-hand post. And again, he's on for record clean sheets for the club in a season at the moment, Louis Mulden. He's not far off at all. He's only a couple of games off of it. So if we keep doing what we've been doing defensively, he's pretty much assured of that record as we win the header there from the corner, and the keeper in the end catches it quite comfortably. Noyle, I think it was, just couldn't get any power on the header, unfortunately. And it remains 0-0, but a really positive start. They are playing with that flat back seven with the three attacking players, so we'll have to do very, very well to be able to break them down. Joselito with that great chance to start the game, but we just couldn't quite find a way through. Here is Simo, back to Billington, plays it back to the keeper who launches it clear, and Stacey couldn't win the header ahead of Bordeaux. Dixon Bonner into Joselito. He's not really got the support there. He's done well to make the turn, though, and Declan Frith now charging forward. Chance to get into penalty. Finds Joselito, and he just couldn't quite control the strike. I think the crossing did take a slight deflection, and he just couldn't quite get enough on the strike to direct it goalwards. But again, he's finding himself in the right areas, Joselito. But I think because of the mentality problem that he's got at the moment, I think it's just being a little bit of a problem for him to really settle himself into the squad. And it's unfortunate, really, because I genuinely believe that he could be a very top player at Oldham. And even in League One, if we did manage to somehow get promoted, I think he could very easily lead the front line in that league as well. But as things stand, he continues to struggle a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. We do drop down to fifth place at the moment as things sit, but if we can get ourselves a goal, we could even end up in third place. So, you know, again, I wasn't expecting a promotion fight at all, but we keep defying the odds, and from a defensive perspective, we just keep pushing our way through all the time. And I think the balance of the team has ended up being superb. I still think we're short on a little bit of quality in a couple of areas of the pitch, but we seem to be settling down a little bit. And again, in terms of the number of draws we've had this season, we've only lost twice. So the team's not in a mentality of getting beat either. In terms of the league, of course, we've lost in the cups as well. But I think we can certainly see a lot of positivity. And if we get rid of some of the fringe players that aren't really taking a part in the squad and find a way to bring in a little bit more quality in certain areas of the pitch, we could very much be in with a promotion fight come the end of the season. All it takes is one defeat though, and then we're down in 10th. You know, it's a very strange campaign at the moment, but we'll just keep taking it one game at a time. Roberts looking for Dixon Bonner over the top there. It's cut out easily, and Stacey tries to play it forward. Noyle intercepts that one. Roberts into Cartwright now. That's a great ball forward. Noyle on this right hand side, chance to get it into the penalty area. He holds on to it, finds Roberts. Joselito finally gets the finish. 10th goal of the season in 26 games. He started to improve his goals per game ratio recently, to be fair, but he's now in double figures for the season. And eventually we got the ball in and he absolutely hammered it in. It did take a slight deflection, I noticed, off the defender potentially there. Only slight, but I think it may have been enough to actually take it in because I think he was potentially going to be hitting the post there. It's a deserved lead, I think, overall. We've had better XG, possession slightly against us, but number of chances created relatively even, but we have taken the edge. So we're just going to pause there. Again, I'm looking at player fitness. Obviously, it's game after game um, when it comes to the Christmas and New Year period. Roberts is going to come off for Balogun on that right hand side. Wellens, we haven't actually got the options in midfield this time. Wellens is going to come off for Taylor, who is struggling a little bit fitness wise, but he'll easily be able to see out the game for a quarter of an hour. And then defensively, we're going to get Joe on just to try and shore things up at centre back for Sutton. We'll leave the wing backs as they are. They've had good games today. And I think that's going to be it for now. I think Joselito will rest as well. We'll get Kian Harrott on for him just to try and see the game out. He got his goal in the end, Joselito. He's had a good game. He's got in the right areas multiple occasions. It's just, again, just finding that little bit more composure in front of goal. He works hard all the time. He's just not quite got that regularity with his scoring, but he has managed to get double figures at least. Billington into Myers. Can he get the cross in here for Northampton? He does. Taylor with the clearance on as far as Simo, and the strike from distance goes just over the crossbar. Mulden did flap a little bit, but realistically, it wasn't causing too much of an issue. But it looks like we could be heading for 3 wins on the bounce and another clean sheet. This is the thing. Clean sheet wise, defensively, we've been so solid. Um, and I can't fault the team. I really can't fault them for that. We built a very strong outfit here at Oldham, and that is another really good result. A 1-0 win away from home is always a good win. And again, 3 wins on the bounce, 3 clean sheets in a row. In terms of winning games, it's 3 clean sheets in a row. And we remain in 4th place. And again, it's so tight in that league table. Obviously, very busy January transfer window potentially coming up. We could end up with players leaving, players coming in. It could all be happening, or nothing could happen. It's going to be a very odd one, I think. We've got a few games to get through until the end of January. I'm not too sure if the end of the transfer window comes just after the game against Walsall or whether it is right at the end of January. So we'll probably come back after the Walsall game. We'll go for Wimbledon and South Shields, and hopefully we can keep up this run. I mean, when you look at it, obviously we've drawn quite a lot of matches there, but we've only conceded a few goals in all of these matches, you know? But that's 4 clean sheets on the bounce, and once again, we are showing how strong we are defensively. Big games coming up. Obviously, we've got the grudge match against Bradford in there away from home, but Cambridge is the big game. We're at home against them. They're near the top of the league, so hopefully we can get good results against these sides. And we'll see you next time for Wimbledon and South Shields. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.